Tonight's guest helps business owners who are tech phobic to full geek-alicious with tools and techniques that can create buzz for your business. So stay tuned. Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in tonight. This is episode 45 of the Small Businesses Do It Better show. I'm Carissa Dunphy, the host, and tonight we're going to be talking with a super exciting guest because we're totally going to geek out and make everybody laugh because we're such nerds. Allie Rittenhouse will be joining us shortly. There is a beautiful photo of her with her awesome pink hair. I would like to first talk about our sponsor, which is Ovaleye. If you're interested in hosting your own online show, or if it's one of your New Year's resolutions to do more with video, create some buzz around your product, Ovaleye produces my show and others like it, and they would like to do the same for you. So it is a brand building engine fueled by live streamed content like this show. The engine was first built to expand the brand of Ovaleye, and the response was awesome. The live streaming platform is ready to push you and your brand out to your audience. It's live and it's fun and it works, as you can see on this show. So we're having more and more people jump into the chat right now. If you have any questions for myself or for the guests who we're about to talk about, or for the product, which we'll talk about in a little bit, feel free to let me know in the chat and I'll be sure to relay the questions to Allie or answer them myself. A couple things really quick I want to talk about. I'm going to start doing some tout outs, which was first introduced me from Jennifer Dono of Young Female Entrepreneurs, which her show is also produced by Ovaleye TV. Tout basically is an online video service, sort of like YouTube for your business. That's how we use it for our business. But the videos are limited to 15 seconds in length, which makes it sort of like Twitter for videos, because it's like a micro video platform, which is really super cool. So what we want you to do, tout out to us. We have our own channel on there. Go on to Tout. They have an awesome app for the iPhone. You literally hit record and then send and it's done. Makes it really easy. But I want you to go on Tout and say the name of your business and what you do, and say, and Small Businesses Do It Better. And then you can @ us, which is SMBiz Do It Better, like our Twitter handle, or the hashtag SBDIB for Small Businesses Do It Better. So go on Tout, record the name of your business and what you do, and that Small Businesses Do It Better, and we'll talk about you on the show. And another thing that I want to talk about, which was from a product that we previously featured on the show, which is Wired Waffles. This is insane. I absolutely love this. This is super brilliance in guerrilla marketing. Okay, so Roger Sullivan of Wired Waffles / Wired Wyatts, he has the caffeinated waffles that you saw on Shark Tank. He posted a picture, I'm sure you've seen him online, the 5 or 7 day weather forecast for this week, because Friday the earth is going to end or whatever. So as you can see on this photo that's up on the screen right now, Friday is when the world ends and it's 1200 degrees. But on the bottom, he put his own little ad as seen on Shark Tank. And then he put his logo, his Wired Waffle flavors, on the bottom. So it basically looks like an ad. But what he did is he put that photo on Facebook, Instagram, a couple social media networks. And it literally went viral within a couple hours. He had, let me look at the stats. This is as of this morning, so these have changed. So this one photo had over 12,000 shares, 8,000 likes, and 900 comments within 3 hours. That is insane. So even if somebody sees this and they don't share it, they don't like it or whatever, they're still seeing the Shark Tank and the Wired Waffles on there. So super brilliant way to think outside of the box. So I don't encourage you to copy and do exactly this, because by the time you get around to it, the world's going to be over. Haha. So, but think outside of the box when you're using your marketing. This was totally free. It costs about 5 minutes in any photo editing, a free one online even, and 12,000 people shared it. I mean, that's insane. That's just an awesome way to market things. So good job, Roger, and keep it up with these awesome ideas because I think that is awesome. I keep saying awesome. Awesome, awesome. It's geektastic. Okay, so along with our geektastic theme, we are going to now welcome Allie to the show. Hi, Allie. Thanks for joining me.
Hello, everybody.
You're so festive with your Santa hat. I love it. Annabelle.
I've got my mistletoe over here.
Oh, nice. Okay, so as we know, you are Allie Rittenhouse. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how your business came to be.
Well, I started 7.5 years ago. It's crazy to think that this summer is going to be year number 8. And I got my start as a virtual assistant. And I was supporting businesses on the back end of their business. But I was doing more than just being their personal assistant. I really was learning all about the technology that it actually took to run their business. So what they used for their email marketing, how they took payments online, all of that geektastic, I love that word, stuff, they were having me do. So as things evolved and as my client base evolved, everybody wanted these services or skills, but there was only one of me, and I couldn't, support everybody as much as I wanted to. I couldn't support everybody. And time again, I kept finding that there wasn't too many people out there like me. And after about year 5, because we're hitting the 2-year anniversary, so it was year 5, actually it was like a year before that, but I sat on it forever, which I learned don't ever do because it just holds you back. I came up with this brilliant idea to create a technical training program starting out for virtual assistants that taught them what I was doing since there wasn't anybody out there for me to refer to. So I sat on it for like a year, and then I had some wide awakening. Like, I almost sold Mary Kay. Not that there's anything wrong with Mary Kay, because there's not. That's just a huge disclaimer to anybody that's a Mary Kay salesman. However, I came home and one of my clients, I got on the phone with her and I was like, oh my gosh, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to get out of the house because, I work at home all the time, and I'm going to sell Mary Kay. She's like, what are you doing? You have so much opportunity out there. So she helped me kind of visualize the VA training program and open it up. And it was about maybe like 6 months later then that it was born. And as I said, we're hitting the 2-year anniversary in January. And we've, just with virtual assistants, we've put through over 120. So awesome way to go for 2 years. And then I realized that entrepreneurs really were struggling with these same things. They weren't sure how to implement the email marketing into their businesses when they were getting started. They weren't sure what shopping cart to use. They knew they didn't need the maybe $100 one, but wasn't sure what would work for them. So I saw that there was this lacking there as well. And as my business was shifting and the VA training program was turning out to be a success, I thought, okay, how can I offer this to entrepreneurs? Which really kind of was the idea all along, but evolution of your business and all that kind of good stuff. So then I created it, and I'm training entrepreneurs on the technology that they need. I'm giving them the tips that they need so that they don't have to fear technology that stops them from creating their products, from reaching their audience in a bigger way, from creating that dream business that they want to. So over like the last 7 years, things have really evolved from where I was to where I am now. But I love being I still kind of conceptualize with entrepreneurs behind their product launches and behind the technology that they're using in their business, but then I'm also training them on it as well.
Very cool story. It's awesome how you just kind of rolled it into something else and helped entrepreneurs because you saw the need. I love the movie Robots. It's totally a kid's movie, but see a need, fill a need.
Exactly. Well, that's one thing that I've learned as womenpreneurs is why we are so successful and why we are so inventive is because it is our motherly instinct or our womanly instinct or whatever to fill that need, to create something to make it better for other people. So, yeah, and I'm really good at that. I see like, even though I know the technology, I can see like, oh, this might be difficult for somebody that's not familiar with it. And because I've worked with it hands-on for so many years, I was able to see how I grew into it and what steps that I needed to learn before I could really teach it to anybody else.
And that's a really good point, just to understand the full circle before you can really start teaching it. So I want to say hi to a couple people who are in the live chat, a couple new people who are watching. Timothy Carter, who is in the Seattle area, who's a huge social media nerd. So thanks for watching, Timothy. All my Shark Tank friends are watching too, and I absolutely love them. Tiffany Crumans, which is the product we're going to feature later. Shelly Ealer, the Shono Towel. Julie Boucher from Slausa. Oh, by the way, Allie, I'll have to give you some Slausa because it's super good.
I love Shark Tank thing because I'm a huge fan of it. We every Friday, and yeah, so I'm like totally geeking out right now that everybody's here from there.
And Rob, Hot Dog Man, who writes the Shark Tank blog, is also in here, and I'm going to totally do him a favor right now and ask him, Allie, what do you put on your hot dogs?
I'm just a ketchup girl. Oh, so we do have Skyline chili here from like it's Cincinnati. You can only get it in Cincinnati. It's an Ohio thing. So we do go to Skyline and it's delicious.
Okay.
So that's and some cheese on top.
Okay, awesome. The chili redeemed for the ketchup.
Yeah, I'm just a classic kind of girl with my food. Just simple.
I'll send you some Slausa, and then you will only have Slausa on your dogs.
Love that.
Okay, so sorry, I'm hungry. So what are the top, this is really a tongue twister, what are the top tech tips that are needed for online business success that you help people with?
Well, I mean, everybody knows you have to have a website, right? But it's not just about having a website. It's having a website that you can update yourself so that you don't have to rely on others to do it for you, or maybe having an assistant that knows how to do it. Because if your website's not updated, your customers are going to kind of wonder about your business, right? So having an updated website is important. And you might be like, well, is that technology? Everybody knows they need a website. But do they know that they need an updated one? You know, people make decisions off of the content that's on your website. Is it up to date? Does your copyright, is it current? They don't want to see something from 2009. They're going to question whether your business is still even valid. And then into email marketing, being able to stay in contact with potential clients is huge. Everybody talks about social media and Facebook, but what if they were to all go away tomorrow? Like, you know, the world's ending on Friday. So what if the social media world was to end as well on Friday? You would still have your email list. You would still have people to sell to because you still have that service or that list of people there. So email marketing really is valid for a good majority of businesses. You range from solopreneur all the way up to corporate. It keeps you in contact with your audience. We know social media, that's a tool. But productivity is one that I think we kind of overlook as entrepreneurs. We're just trying to get things done and we kind of forget about the productivity part of it. And if you can be productive, you're going to have more time to do the creation and the marketing part of your business. So really focusing on what productivity tools are out there for your business. If you need something that you can just speak into to write a post for you, or if you need Evernote so that you can keep all of your crazy ideas for all of your future inventions in one spot, using the technology to keep you organized will help you be more productive, will help you be more creative. What else? So I covered, social media. I'm not really going to cover that too much. We talked about your website, email marketing. Oh, you have to be able, in this day and age, you have to be able to take money or payments or sell your products from your website as well. Whether you have a simple cart solution or something custom built for your product. You need to be able, when customers come to you, if they're halfway across the world, they need to be able to buy from you. One thing that I pride myself in is that from the start of my business, I had an international business because my clients were coming from all over the world. Just because I'm in small town USA doesn't mean that I need to limit myself to that. So being able to sell your products anywhere and everywhere is also definitely a great tool.
Good tips. And speaking of email marketing, Tiffany in the live chat wants to know what service you use for email marketing, or what do you recommend? Because I know there's all sorts of different levels. And Jules wants to get the most bang for her buck, and the word spam is coming up a lot. So what do you recommend for all those things?
I use Aweber. That was the very, very first piece of software that I actually learned in my business 7.5 years ago.
And that's Aweber, Aweber.
Exactly. You can sign up for $1 to try out their services, or it is $19 for the first 500 subscribers. Now, some people may be wondering why I didn't say MailChimp. MailChimp is good and it's free. But if you want to take a professional route with your business, I just say go the Aweber route. It connects with a lot of different payment processors. It has great reporting features. Their staff is very friendly when you call their support line. And they're a smaller business. So they're not like some huge conglomeration like Constant Contact, which I don't want to dog anybody. I just received better service with Aweber. I've been a big fan of them, and I've used them over the years, and I love the innovation that they continue to produce with their business as well.
Very good info. I'm just reading through here really quick.
And their fee rate as well is higher than most of the other email services out there, because so if you were to start off with MailChimp and then you were to convert to Aweber, you would have to have all of those MailChimp clients reconfirm their email address. Whereas the other ones, you can just import lists in and nobody really has to confirm, right? So with Aweber, they pretty much have their list are like not full of spam when they get sent out. So they have a really good deliverability rate.
And that's really important because when you're using an email service, you want to get on the whitelisted companies, because if you're using one that's blacklisted, there's going to be nobody who even gets it in their inbox.
It's a problem with Constant Contact for that before, where they've had to contact their ISP to get it approved, and it's kind of a nightmare.
Okay, good tips. And Tiffany wants to talk to you more about this. She's in there right now. So Tiffany and Allie, we're going to have a Twitter chat afterwards, after the show tonight, so if you guys can just touch base there. But on the other hand, I love Aweber as well, because I'm a big reporting geek, and I like seeing numbers and statistics and all that stuff. Cat Drawing Guy is in here. So Cat Drawing Guy and Show No Towel, they both use MailChimp, and they like that. So it's all about personal preference also, and cost-benefit ratio, I guess, because everybody has different goals for what they want out of their email marketing.
Yes. I like Aweber because of the plugins or the add-ons that you can use with it, which I know MailChimp is creating a ton of them. And I do train entrepreneurs and VAs on MailChimp. So I'm not completely, and I do Constant Contact and iContact as well. So, and then there's Infusionsoft out there. I mean, it really, there's such a wide spectrum. It is personal preference.
Awesome. Okay, so yeah, Tiffany Silverberg, Corey Freeman, they're all using MailChimp. Tracy is using MailChimp. It's kind of interesting. We just conducted a little mini poll.
And it is, for newsletters, it's easier to produce them. For web forms, it's kind of easier to do that. For those that aren't really so geeky, you know what I mean? But once you learn Aweber, you learn to love it.
Yeah, so Jules Taggart is an Aweber girl. So Jules, you're in the geek club.
Awesome.
Okay, so we just totally are geeking out about email. Okay, so How, if you can give like one or two small tips on how any company can improve their online business or online marketing, what tips would you have to give? Or I guess, or if another version would be, what have you seen people mostly do wrong that should be improved upon?
I think a lot of people or a lot of companies kind of do social media the wrong way where they don't have personality in their social media. And a lot of entrepreneurs kind of fear being open and communicating. And like I always hear people say, like, we have to have that gatekeeper up so that you can't reach me. And I feel like that is what's doing a disservice to a lot of entrepreneurs. For me, I am like open. Everybody knows they can email me, and I'm very reachable, right? And so I'm my brand. I need to be that way. If I was closed door, or to have somebody that says, no, you can never contact Ali Rittenhouse, nobody would want to talk to me or work with me or want to do these types of interviews with me. But because my personality matches my brand, because I'm who I am, I think that it really does help my business. And so I think a lot of entrepreneurs and even small businesses can put more of their personality, more of who they are, into their branding and not just their product, right? Everybody wants to hear the story behind it. So Shark Tank people, I'm sure you guys are familiar with the whole story behind how you got your product to where it is today is what sells it. It's your backstory, right? It's a little bit about the product, but it's really like your blood, sweat, and tears that went into it that people love to hear and make them want to buy your product. So by being able to leverage that story more, I think businesses will have more success.
Good tip, because some people are like, oh, I don't know if this is professional. I shouldn't include this in whatever. But, you'll find your niche of people and it works really well and it will help you. And you'll find the type of people that you're trying to get anyways. So good, important info. I want to go back to email really quick because Julie has a really important question. Any insight on obtaining PR media lists without buying them or going through the process of creating one?
Well, websites are a great tool right now. We got Help a Reporter out, so that like has those that contact you so that that they're looking for them. But social media and, following your favorite reporter from your favorite sites. Like if there are certain sites that you want to get out there with, you could just look on their social media and see who those reporters are. And you could pitch them directly through social media, or you could find a lot of their contact info in a back thing. So it is a little bit of work. I'm not familiar with buying lists. But one thing that I have learned is that businesses follow suit. So if you find one email address within that company, generally all of those emails are going to follow that same suit. So if let's just for instance use Ali Rittenhouse or Alicia Rittenhouse. If you found out that I worked for the New York Times and my email address was a.rittenhouse@newyorktimes.com. This is not for real. Do not email that address because I don't exist there. But if you found out that was the case and you knew maybe there was some other reporters, all email addresses are probably going to follow that same suit too. So that kind of gives you an insight. You can look on their websites for editorial calendars of magazines and things like that. That will give you a little bit of insight. There are some people that have PR programs that actually will give you some of the contact swipe files in their programs too. So you do a little bit of digging and research, you might be able to find that. Also, PR is pretty easy these days. It's not like it used to be before the web was crazy. You can really do a lot on your own, even if you just hired a virtual assistant or somebody like that to kind of take on those PR opportunities. Use Google Alerts for, what do I want to say? To receive alerts when somebody posts something online too. So you don't even have to do the research for it. You can just oh, somebody needs such and such article on product or something. You can set up a Google alert and then it'll email you anytime something's posted on the web like that.
Good tips. That's like PR secret gold right there.
Yes.
Sneaky Allie.
There's a website too that I list in one of my labs, and it's like coming blank right now. That is like all journalists kind of post in it too. I can't think of the name of it. I will look it up. We'll post it in the Twitter chat.
Awesome. Okay, so speaking of PR, Allie has been all over the place. So we have pictures of her speaking at Spark and Hustle. We have her speaking at TED. Everybody knows TED. She is on a morning, I don't know if it's a morning show. She's on a local show several times a month, giving helpful advice. And I'm totally going to geek out again. Allie got her picture taken with Biff from Back to the Future. This is so cool. Yeah.
I can't know that you see that. It's like, oh my, that's totally him.
I saw that and I was like, no way, this is totally awesome. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Our producer is like, oh my God. That's too cool. So for somebody, all these businesses who are service-based or geographically based and they want to get on TV, the things that you have already done and you kind of are an expert at, what are like some basic tips besides like article online PR that you can give for getting on shows or speaking at these type of nationwide events?
Believe it or not, I pitched myself to them with a little bit of like a negative aspect, was kind of like how I first started out. Well, not on Living Dayton. Living Dayton, I actually, the first time I got on Living Dayton, we did use the good old press release because I was a social media reporter at NASA. So we had that to leverage, and we sent the TV producer that pitch. But for the others, we've sent like negative, like, did you know that your phone is dirtier than your toilet seat? You know, the positive spin of, here are tips on how to properly clean your electronics. So they were like, oh my God, we need to totally have this chick on to find out why my phone's dirtier than a toilet seat, because that's gross. So that's one thing, like having that negative aspect and being able to, you know, spin it with a positive, people will definitely you'll get their attention.
Good tip, but be careful. You don't want it to be the wrong kind of negative.
Yeah, use discretion and your brain, you know, think about you know, the toilet seat was a really good one. But some may not, especially with some of the events that's been kind of occurring, you know, you may want to really use discretion with it. But I mean, really, like pitching them, they want to hear from you. Reporters are always, always, always looking for content. Mm-hmm. They have it pretty much every day, sometimes a couple times a day. So you would be surprised if you just have a really good angle and a really good pitch, that's going to get their attention. Once one works, you can keep that pitch and just, you know, position it to outlets. You don't have to change a thing. Don't, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But if it's not working for you, keep changing it until it does work for you.
Yes.
And another thing is, don't let like a week pass by if you've sent in your pitch and you haven't heard back from them. Don't be harassing, because we don't want to harass anybody. But also, like, remembering like 2 to 3 days is good to, you know, follow up with them and say, hey, did you receive this? I'm really interested. Giving them a specific day that you're available, you know, really being personable and specific why you would be good will get their attention.
Good tips. A couple people in here want to know really quick, because we're running out of time. I'm already late for my own Twitter chat. But a couple people want to know where the best place is to go or to look to hire a virtual assistant. Or you can just call Allie and she'll tell you.
actually just call us, yes, or send us a message. We do have some great resources for VAs that we've already trained. I mean, there are a ton of different sites out there, but if you're looking for a techie VA, then just contact support at aliciarittenhouse.com.
If you want your own geek to represent your company, then contact Allie's company. Awesome. So before I let you go, tell everybody where we can find you. If you have anything coming up, I know you have a contest going on right now.
Yes, we have the 10 geeky days of Christmas. Like, just continue the geek talk, right? So that's why I'm wearing my little Santa hat. Go to allierittenhouse.com. It's on my blog. You can enter your name. The day 10, we're on day 5. We've already done the drawing for day 5. But day 10 is worth over $2,000. And you're creating your own app for your business is included in that. Because I just created my own app. So you can find me in the iTunes store for free, or Android. It's Allie Rittenhouse. But you can win your own app. You can win the Geek Labs. And then we're also on Friday giving away a Plantronics Bluetooth headset. That's in a post right after that. So some great prizes going on right now on there.
Very awesome. Well, Allie, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. You had so much good information and important information for everybody to hear. So if you're watching right now, Allie's going to jump in the chat and talk to you guys if you guys want to talk with her directly. And then she's going to join us for the Twitter chat in just a few minutes. But thank you so much, Allie. I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so now I'm super geeking out about this too. So this week's product that we're featuring is Ava the elephant. It's the most adorable elephant ever. And Tiffany Crumans, who is in the live chat, is the inventor of this, if you'd like to talk with her. So Ava is this adorable little elephant for kids, and it's a medicine dispenser, so it comes with it too. This is what it looks like in the packaging. You can see it in a lot of stores nationwide, or you can get it on her website, which is avatheelephant.com. And so Tiffany, in case you didn't know, Tiffany pitched Ava the elephant. It was a different name then. I think it was Emmy the elephant. Is that right? On season 1 on Shark Tank, on the very first episode ever, which is super cool. So she pitched this. She did get invested, which led from her prototype to getting this on the shelves. Isn't it just adorable? I think it's so cute. So anyways, the point of Ava the elephant is to help your kids get their medicine easier, nicer, and so they're not afraid of it. You don't have to run and chase them around the house to give them their medicine. So what you do is you get the medicine in the dropper, you suck it up, you put it in here, and wait for this. You give it to your little kid, and then you push the button. 1, 2, 3, open wide. Good job. So it says 1, 2, 3, open wide, and then it waits, and then it says, good job. So Ava is a talking medicine dispensing elephant for little kids. So Tiffany did a lot of research with kids that she was taking care of and her own kids, and created this. I think it is so adorable, but it serves a very important purpose. A lot of kids are really hard to give medicine to. Oh, and she just posted in the live chat too that is her voice that's recorded in here. So that's another cool thing about that. That's awesome, Tiffany. So if you want, oh, and I also forgot too, as you can see on her website, she also has a thermometer sticker. So if you look at it right here, it's a little sticker that you would put on a child's forehead, and it shows the temperature on there. So you don't have to hold the thermometer under anything or in anything and wait and wait and wait and hope and pray that you get that temperature reading. You can just put it on there and it gently comes off. And those are both available on our website, avatheelephant.com, making medicine time fun. So go check that out and say hi to Tiffany in the live chat right now. So again, I want to thank you all for watching and for asking your questions in the live chat. I really appreciate everybody. And we're off for 2 weeks because our show falls on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. So our next show will be, I think it's the 7th of January. It might be the 8th. But our guest on that show is Michael Kavanaugh. And this is another super cool thing. He is a wine reviewer, which Ovalite TV, I guess you could say, is a big wine connoisseur group, along with a lot of the viewers in here. So Michael Kavanagh, and then the product that we're featuring is yet another Shark Tank. I have a dork sense of all these Shark Tank people. So it's Gary DeJohn's Vinamore. It's a wine aerator, and you've never seen anything like this before, and it works so good. I purposely went and bought the cheapest wine I could find and see how good it could make it taste, which it does. So join us in January. You can always go to smallbusinesstodoitbetter.com to check out the calendar, to see who's on, to watch past episodes. And right now we are going to hop on over to Twitter and do our Twitter chat. So join us. We're using the hashtag SBDIB, which stands for Small Businesses Do It Better. And I'm going to leave myself broadcasting to you guys. So tune in next week. Small Businesses Do It Better. And I'll still be here for the Twitter chat. I've just got to pull up a chat really quick. So if anybody would like to join us there, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good holiday.